All right, we're on lesson 5, which is finding original amounts after a percent change. So last lesson we talked about percent increase and decrease and how to solve problems that involve those. And this time we're going to actually go through what happens when we actually have to find the whole instead of a percent or the part. So let's go ahead and try the first one. So just as a reminder, remember in this little bubble over here, we have just our key words that the part is going to represent the new amount and the whole is going to be the original amount. So it says, the population of cats in a rural neighborhood has declined in the past year by roughly 30%. Residents hypothesize that this is due to wild coyotes preying on the cats. The current cat population in the neighborhood is estimated to be 12. Approximately how many cats were there originally? All right, so let's set up our formula. So part equals percent times whole. And our cheat sheet. The new amount is the part, our percent, and the original is the whole. All right, let's go back and find our key values. So it says the neighborhood, they have declined. So that is a key word that goes with our percent. It tells us that currently, which means right now, they are estimated to have about 12 cats. And it wants to know how many originally. So I'm boxing, underlining, and circling those key things. And I recognized my keyword of decline, which tells me that I have to subtract. So I'm going to be taking 100% and subtracting 30%. So the percentage I need to use in my formula is 70%. So let's plug everything in. So 70%, I have to change to a decimal, so 0.7. The part is 12, and I am finding the whole. So let's plug everything in. 12 equals 0.7 times x. Solve and isolate the variable for x. So divide both sides by 0.7. 0.7 cancels. I'm going to get a really long decimal. We're going to write the whole thing first. So 17.14285.714 equals x. So this is going to be approximately 17 cats were in the neighborhood originally. Okay, let's try another one. So this one says, Lou's math score on her achievement test in 7th grade was a 650. Her math teacher told her that her test level went up by 25% from her 6th grade test score. What was Lou's test score in 6th grade? So I'm going to let you try this one yourself. Okay, so pause the video and give it a try. When you're all set, unpause the video and check your work. All right, so I'm going to set everything up, part equals percent times whole, and my cheat sheet. All right, it tells me that it went up by 25% from 6th to 7th grade. So 7th grade would be the new amount, so that would be the part, and the 6th grade amount is the whole. So I should have 650 for P, X for the whole, and now I have to change up this percentage. So it goes up by 25%. So I'm going to take 100% and add 25 to it because it's up over 100. So this is 125% that I'm going to use in my problem. So 125%, and let's change this to a decimal. Move it over 2 spaces, 1.25, and we'll plug them in. So 650 equals 1.25 times x, and we're going to solve for x. So divide both sides by 1.25 and solve. So her test score in 6th grade was 520. All right, next page. says the grizzly bear population in Yellowstone National Park in 1970 was about 270. Over the past year, 35 years, it increased by about 15%. What was the population in 2005? All right, so let's set everything up. Part equals percent times whole. My cheat sheet. New original. And let's look back. So it says it increased by 15%. 1970 is way longer ago than 2005, so that's the whole. And the population in 2005 is the part that we're finding. So X, my percent is increasing, so I have to add to 15 to 100. So I'm going to use 115%, but remember I have to change that to a decimal. So it's going to be 1.15, and my whole is 270. Plug them in and solve. So X equals 1.15 times 270. So X equals, it's going to give you a decimal, 310.5. And it says very clearly, round to the nearest whole number. So 5 or above, bump it up. The nearest whole number would be 311 for the grizzly bear population. All right, next problem. A TV has an original price of $499. Find the new price if there is a 10% increase. All right, so I'm going to let you do this one yourself. Go ahead, set it up and solve. Please pause the video. When you're done, check your work. All right, so we have an original price, so the whole amount of $499, a percent increase of 10%, so I'm going to add 10 to 100. It's going to give me 110%, which I need to change to a decimal, so 1.1. And I am finding the new amount, so I'm finding the part. So X equals 1.1 times 499, multiply out to solve, 548.9, and since this is money, we're going to round to the nearest cent, so we should have $548.90. All right, that is all for this lesson. Good luck on your homework.